So, perspective drawing. That is a phrase that seems to terrorize a lot of art students who are trying to learn how to draw things in 3D accurately. And I don't blame them. Learning how to draw perspective is pretty difficult. Learning how to draw objects represent objects in three-dimensional spaces and do it accurately and make it believable, that involves a lot of accuracy. That involves a lot of good science as well as good art to make it happen. So what I figured out is that there are many different types of a 3D perspective drawing. Among all these types of perspective drawing, some are easier than others to learn. So what I like to start out with most of my students and with you is teaching them how to draw orthographic or isometric perspective. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to take you through my process of a step-by-step process of how I take a simple, ordinary, geometric shape in 2D, and I basically extrude it and turn it into a 3D object. Now, bear with me, because we are, after all, learning how to draw things in 3D perspective, which is not an easy thing to learn, this video is going to be a little bit longer than I want it to be. Please enjoy, go for it, watch. So to start with, let's start with something easy. We're going to draw a square. So once you have that square, go ahead and just draw 4 different dots on where they intersect. And the next step is, from each of those dots, I would just like to project a straight line at a certain angle, probably a 60-degree, 30-degree angle. It really doesn't matter that much. So for example, my straight line, like this, my first straight line, this is like a 30-degree angle. You don't have to be too technical about it. The bottom line is, as long as this straight line is kind of done at an angle, then that's all that matters. Now, the next part, maybe the most challenging part, is to go to all 3 other points, draw a straight line over them as well. The trick is, each of those straight lines needs to be at the same angle to the first one that you drew. So if you drew the first one like something like this, then you don't want the 3 other lines to be something like that, and like that. That will make a very sloppy drawing. So instead, what we want to do is the rest of the 3 dots. We're going to draw 3 straight lines, but approximately at the same angle, so make sure they're parallel to each other. And if you make a mistake like this, that's okay. Just go ahead and draw over the mistake with a more correct line, and that's gonna be fun. So the next step after that is we're going to project, if you will, one of these lines, one of the sides of the square, and basically kind of move it to somewhere else on this pair of lines. So we're going to move this line. I'm going to choose to move this line across this this corner right here, and then just draw another version of it, a duplicate version of it right here. The only thing, again, I wanted to make sure is this line is parallel to the original line that it came from. Okay, I don't want to draw something like this. I don't want to draw something like that. I try to keep it straight as much as possible, like that. Parallel. So, next step is, after I drew that line, I draw 2 points like that where they intersect. And I'm going to project another two set of lines this way to the left. Again, I just really want to make sure this top line and the bottom line right here, they're parallel to each other. And same thing here on the bottom. I'm going to draw a straight line that's parallel to this line on the bottom. Okay, so that's that. Okay, now if you've done everything as correctly as you can, you should have a box that looks something like this, and you should be able to complete the last corner, which is right here, and they should be able to meet when you draw. I'm going to draw two dots right here just to show where they intersect. And when I try to draw a line to finish up this box, this final line, I should be able to make it parallel to the other straight lines, the other vertical edges. I should be able to make it parallel to all of them, and they should be able to. I should be able to cross these two intersections as well. After you have this box, I'm just going to do a little bit of line work to clean things up a bit. I'm going to try to make the outer edges of this box a little bit darker than the other lines that are inside. Something like that. And there you go. Voila, you have it. So now that you have learned how to draw an orthographic 3D perspective cube, let's move on to another shape that's slightly more complicated, but it's still pretty easy. So there you go. I just drew a simple wedge kind of a shape that I like to project, if you will, to make this into a 3D shape in an orthographic manner. And then I would choose one of these edges that I drew, maybe this one, for example, and maybe I just want to choose a spot right here and then just draw a dot, something like that. That's going to become the end of the corner of this wedge shape. And I'm just going to project down from that dot downward to meet this line and see and make them intersect. So I'm going to repeat this process and project and draw other lines and make sure they are parallel to the other horizontal lines as well, and mark a spot where they intersect. And now I have a new intersection point. I'm just going to draw another straight line going up, make sure they're parallel, and make sure I just draw down where they intersect. And finally, I'm going to close off this side right here and just kind of try to make sure. Sometimes you may have to cheat it a little bit. It's cool. Just kind of try to make sure that this final line right here parallels with this other one. Okay. So there you go. You have it. Now that you know how to draw these two basic shapes, the cube and the wedge shape, these are basically pretty much all you need to be able to piece together some really cool designs fairly quickly in 3D. So in the next stage, I'm going to show you how to use basic shapes like these to create a more complicated shape like a car.
Tossing, turning, up all night, fire burning. I'm I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, please hit like, subscribe, or leave a comment below. And if you have a child who you think will enjoy learning from me, I actually teach online live courses on Outschool.com. You could click the link below to sign up on Outschool and receive a whopping $20 discount on your first class with me. Again, I'm Mr. Dong, and thanks for watching. Have a good one.